That's what I was listening to. We've seen some hard times, hard times. Holding it together ain't always that easy. Got to hold on, got to hold on. Hi, how are you? My name is Jenna. This is 11:11 with Jenna. I am here every day at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. every night. 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week. That's why it's called... Exactly. It happens 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week. And if you are here right now watching it on Facebook Live, hey, what's up? Are you new? If you're new, hi. I'm so glad you're here. Share the show. Tell your friends. We got to get this party started, and we are getting it started. There are already 9 people here and 2 comments. Who's comment? Julie Luce. Julie Luce, I miss you. Hi, Julie Luce. Rob Morocco. Do-do-do-do-do. Mama Grace, William D. Thank you. It is Saturday. Saturday morning. One more Saturday morning with Jeff Metzger. Saturday night. What happens? This is what happens. Me too. I was in jail. Facebook jail. I gotta turn the fan on. What it is, what it is. Hey, hey. Thanks, Dave. Where is he? Where is he? Hi, Julie. There he is. There he was. He was there for a split second. Yeah, I was in Facebook jail yesterday. Hi there. Gary Lambert in the house. Unmute thyself, unmute thyself, unmute. There he is.
There's so much technology in the world, you
Oh,
know.
I know. And you're doing different ones all day long, right?
Oh man, what a week! What a night! Um, yeah, it's been crazy and beautiful and thrilling and heartwarming, and just, I'm just in a pretty happy and exhausted place.
Yeah. Good for you.
Exalted and exhausted.
That's a nice place to be. I
Yeah,
like that feeling.
yeah.
So, how's the couch?
The couch is getting a hell of a workout. The couch is, I think the couch is going to file for overtime, you know?
Hey, you know what? You might.
Yeah.
Why was I in Facebook jail? Because I was inviting people to become members of the 11:11 with Jenna group, and all of a sudden it went, and put me in this Facebook jail.
How strange.
So I had to go and prove who I was and prove who people were. They posted photographs of, for instance, Jeff Metzger. There's a photograph of Jeff Metzger, and then it gave 5 people of who it could be. Gary Lambert, Rob Morocco, Grace Mammina, Patty Loman, Jeff Metzger. Yeah, it was very strange. So I had to do that 5 times, and then I got stumped because someone had their baby picture. So then I had to do another 5, and then I had to put my number in and all this crazy stuff. Different than people that, say negative or whatever. Whatever people say to get into Facebook jail. I was just trying to get people to like 11:11 with Jenna.
And who wouldn't, given the opportunity?
Right? So if you haven't been invited to the group yet, find it, 11:11 with Jenna. Maybe, Patty, if you're here and not still at the party, I extended my invitations. I overextended my invitations. Whatever. Whatever.
It's interesting that they have the things of the different people. It's kind of like that, computer security thing where it says like, click all the pictures that has a traffic light in it. So it's
Exactly.
like
And then you're going, is
it's
that a light or is that
it's like
blink
it's
light?
click all the pictures that have a Jeff Metzger in them. That's really
And it
cool.
was. But I was cruising. I'm like, oh, that's Jeff. Oh, that's Julie. Oh, that's Gary. And then there was this person that they had a baby picture. And I go, I don't know who that is. So then
Right.
it threw me back in and it was a mess. And then I
Crazy.
couldn't get on the show last night because they blocked it on my separate, like I did it, I got through on my phone and I thought it would get synced up with my iPad and my phone, my laptop, and it didn't.
Hmm.
And I didn't know that until it was too late. So I did the show from my phone last night, which was fine.
Well, good.
More, using of it felt very April of 2020.
Hmm. They what they say about like a guy who's a real force on the basketball court is like, you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. And it's like you can't stop 11-11 with Jenny. You can only hope to contain it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
Hey, now why didn't that work? Oh, there it went. Here we are. Here we are.
Here we are. And yeah, I can choose to have my party go on after this. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm not committing yet. But I do have a Wilco live stream from Chicago waiting for me on the Nugs.net.
Are
So
there? Did they play in Chicago tonight?
Slater Kinney played in Chicago tonight, and I got the live stream, but you can watch it like 48 within 48 hours after the show. So I may be partying late tonight, or I could catch it in the morning or whatever. It all
Where did they
depends.
play?
The Pritzker Bandshell right there in Millennium Park.
Very cool.
Yes, very very cool.
Beautiful.
And Chicago's their hometown, so it must have been a really
Yeah,
glorious
they
night
used to
for
play
them.
at Martyrs. I first saw them
Yeah,
at Martyrs.
yeah. Martyrs was their home turf for
Yep.
yeah, quite some time.
Yeah. So you saw the you saw Dead and Company tonight.
I've seen them so many nights. I've seen them every other night this week, pretty much,
I didn't really
or 2 nights in a row. Some nights, and they are just on fire. The band from the first note of the tour, and they are now, is it 8 or 9 shows in? I think it's 9 shows in, and playing with such incredible purpose and just at the height of their powers and the the interplay, the telepathy. It's just it's very inspiring. Right from the jump, they're so into it. Yeah.
Someone mentioned that is John wearing headphones?
John, as of I think last night was the first one he started wearing. He said he's really been having trouble with the in-ear monitors. Like he can't hear the rest of the band well enough. You know, I've always preferred over-the-ear
Oh,
headphones,
no
like
doubt, no
to
question. Yeah.
any other medium. And he just made the common sense decision that if he turned them up enough that he was hearing to his satisfaction, he was really going to fry his ears. So he said, "This is really funny. We during our little halftime show. Um,
It's not little though.
well, it's little. It's
How
it's
is
it's
it like
it.
15 minutes,
No,
12
it's
minutes?
actually it's actually. Well, it depends on the whim of the band because when the set break happens and when they come back is
You
like
go live right away. Like they go off and
no, there's a little lag. Um, we have a couple of minutes to settle in, and they just show the please stay tuned logo. And then they come to us when we're ready and our guest is ready. And but but the when John came out with the headphones the other night, of course the internet exploded. Headphones? What's he
right.
doing with them? And we got text we were texting with the crew backstage saying, what's the deal with the headphones? And they said, well, John didn't tell us about the headphones, so we won't know till the set break starts. But and then during the break, John texted me and he explained the headphones, which was so cool of him. And
Well,
he
it does
said
make a difference.
it makes it.
Make me dizzy.
Yeah, yeah, and he said he's actually hearing everybody better. So it's actually for him, it's making the music better. So that's really cool. So
And he's
I
singing better and
yeah, yeah, I think that's going to be the rule for him for the rest of the tour, unless they come up with some other technology in a hurry. So it's cool. He's doing what's right. And yeah, it's just been. I mean, and of course, how we love Jeff Cometti and O'Teal. Last night they played like a 20-minute bird song,
oh,
and 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 they got into this double time vamp in the middle of it, and suddenly Jeff starts playing. I say, is he deliberately inserting Cantaloupe Island into there?
Well, he's
And I texted with Jeff today, and indeed he was. He said, "Good catch," and it was so cool. He started playing that thing, and O'Teal picked up on it.
that's hip. That's hip.
O'Teal O'Teal picked up on it right away, and it just took the jam to a whole other place. You know, that thing you really hope for, those moments of discovery and revelation. And tonight, not on the original printed set list, they came out of space and they played Milestones.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, which the Grateful Dead, I think, played around with it a little bit a couple of times, and I think, and then some of the later bands, Further or uh, some of the post Dead bands have but this was a really full bodied, go for it, hard swinging version.
Wow.
I really loved it. I wondered if they decided to play Milestones because they knew Brantford was watching,
Where was
because
where was the show?
the show was in Hershey, Pennsylvania, but Brantford was our guest at halftime tonight. So maybe they said we got to impress Brantford. Let's
Gotta go
let's
for it.
let's throw some. And we even talked about Miles in the conversation. So I'd like to think that maybe that got the band thinking we should go straight up with some swinging stuff. But it
Is
was
he in?
beautiful.
I don't know. Is he in New York or New Orleans or
Bradford,
something?
no, Bradford has actually lived in North Carolina for
Oh, okay.
a good many years now.
Okay.
And ironically, the tour started in Raleigh, but he was out of town. It would have been nice for him to show up to. But I don't even know if he could have gone to the tour opener because of all the tightness of protocol and all that. So, but he was such a great guest. I mean, he's one of these people that I absolutely could talk to forever, and was so happy we were able to get him as a guest. And
So
yeah,
they're not even having nobody's sitting in with them at all.
it it we don't know if it's practical for that to happen unless someone has to go through the whole course of protocols to do it. So that would make it pretty unspontaneous. I think they're just going to try to be the self-contained band for this tour unless they can figure out something different. But everything seems to be working well. I mean, they are the band. It's an incredibly disciplined tour. The band basically goes from hotel room to gig. Each guy in his dressing room. They get tested several times a day. It's and what I understand is that not the local promoters, but Dead and Company themselves instituted the vaccine check protocols, and they're really going well. They're incredibly smooth. They're not like long lines. There's not chaos. There's not protests. It's like it's really going very nicely. So I'm happy to hear that. And
Are
everybody's.
people masked at all, or is it pretty?
I haven't. I've seen some masks in the audience, but not that many.
I wonder if they are backstage. I would imagine so.
Back all you see all the crew people are like the crew people when they come to fix a drum or something, they're masked, and the monitor people, and yeah, everybody's taking it with the ultimate seriousness that it deserves. So
It's respectful.
it's utterly respectful and just common sense. So it was great, and Bradford got into talking about that because he's trying to restart his touring life, and he was very emphatic about what needs to be done. So yeah, we had a blast talking to him. He's just the best. So
And so it's going is it's different than what you and David do on a Sunday.
yeah, yeah, we don't take phone calls or anything like that. It's just like one guest. And we also, we're there to advertise for Nugs.net. We're there to say, hey, please buy the package. They're what we're doing is available for free because they've been doing this for the last several tours at least. They post a free preview of the show, the first song of each set. So now the preview of the second set includes our little talk show, so people can watch that for free. And then we try to entice them to hey, if you pay for the whole show, you can actually go back and watch the first set, and then have the show to watch over and over again for like in a 48-hour window. And so yeah, it's and now there's all this. Nugs has this amazing. They have an audio only streaming thing where they have this massive library of shows by all kinds of bands. Um, thousands and thousands of things. So I'm really, I'm very impressed with them as a business, and they've been really cool to work with. So, um,
Nugs.net. There you go.
Nugs.net, yeah.
So what'd you have for lunch today?
Um, did I have lunch today? It was one of those days where I may have just kind of
What
forgotten
has
to
been
eat.
an epic meal for you this week? How's that?
It hasn't really been a week for epic meals because I've been so absorbed. I made a nice burger the other day, but it's been very, tuna sandwiches, stuff like. I just haven't had the time to concentrate. I think I might whoop up some pasta tomorrow. That'll last a few days. Um, but yeah, it hasn't culinarily. It's been kind of hit and miss. But I mean, it's all been good, but it hasn't been that. Oh, I know. Today I had like two halves of a grapefruit, also known as a whole grapefruit. I was just
That's
eating
it?
it. Did I have some cereal this morning or something? It's today's been a blur because I was actually kind of sleep deprived, and then I took a nap in the afternoon, so I'd be ready for the show. So yeah, eating was not foremost in my priorities today, but
Wow, you must be busy. That happens to me if I'm really, really busy. But
yeah,
I had fudge tonight, so.
that's good. Oh, I did. Early in the week, I don't think this was. This was after we last met. I did make a. Oh no. After I got those beautiful tomatoes
Uh-huh.
that I showed last week, I did make a watermelon and tomato salad with feta and basil, and that was pretty sensational.
How's your friend who fell, who got in that accident?
Oh, Jen, we were very sporadically in touch just a couple of days ago. I'm hoping to see her this week. The band is actually taking 4 days off, which is unusually long. They don't play again until Thursday. So I actually might go to her place. I hope to go to her place and watch a fish show with her. She's like a huge fish fan. So
Okay.
so uh, and she's got the subscription to the whole fish tour. That's her consolation for not being able to be on fish tour. So I'm hoping we can connect and watch a show together if she's up for it.
And where are they going back home or do they stay out on the road and do you know?
Um, I don't know what these next few days are like. It would seem to be impractical to go all the way home because they're
Where do they play next?
uh, okay. Tonight was Hershey, PA, and I think they're moving somewhere into the Midwest, like Ohio, or I know they're going to be in Michigan pretty soon. Um,
I really
but
try to go to a show.
yeah, it's so funny not going to a show for me,
Like when you're saying,
but
Sorry.
but but it's also very cool to be doing this thing this
I
way.
think it's so cool that you're doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy, really really happy with it. So
I've lost my show and now
you, oh dear,
I've lost I've lost where I am. There it is.
oh
Woo,
good,
there it is. Woo.
if I
Patty's at
lost
a
my
concert
show,
tonight.
and
Yeah.
now I
yeah,
do.
oh nice. Oh no, they actually go, they go back east before they go to the Midwest. They go to Mansfield, Massachusetts, near Boston, and then Hartford, and then next week they head into Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, um, Clarkston, Michigan,
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Cincinnati. Yeah, so at some point they're going to be in another time zone. At which point
Then yeah, there you go.
that could make 11:11 more problematic. Except
Earlier.
I've got the stream. By the time they're in the second set, my work is over, so I can hit the pause button, do 11:11, and then catch the rest of the set. I may not miss one.
Wherever they are next Saturday. I'll
Yeah,
be
next Saturday is that one of the shows
Wait a
in?
minute, I'm supposed to ask you. Stop. Gary.
Okay,
Hey,
yeah.
what are you doing next Saturday night?
Given the way these shows have been ending at 11 o'clock on the nose, it's almost as though they planned the tour for us. So next Saturday night, I'll say goodnight to Dead and Company. Thanks for being so punctual, because I got to get me to 11:11 with Jenna.
Hi, April. Woo! Rowdy crowd.
I mean, we got to have some priorities here.
Yeah, come be here. Be with me. Don't leave. It's just not the same. Like I said last week, I didn't make a plan.
Hmm.
I didn't know what I was going to do, but I thought it'll work out.
Yeah,
All of it wants to work out.
yeah.
And tomorrow,
Tomorrow I've got the radio show.
you
Oh,
have a guest.
in fact, tomorrow, our radio show is primarily talk. Phone calls from listeners and stuff. So we usually only take a couple of short music breaks. Like probably no more than 10 minutes each, because it's mostly about the talk. But then I said, we don't have any outside guests tomorrow, so that won't take away any time from the callers. And instead of having the two short music breaks, David and I were in complete accord that what we have to do in the middle of the show is play that complete 20-minute bird song tomorrow, because
Wow.
it was that good. It was that amazingly good.
Well, maybe I'll go sit in my brother's car tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. We'll play it probably right around 5 o'clock. Eastern.
Isn't there, if you, and I'm being a little, let's just say I have Sirius XM in my car.
Hmm.
Isn't there an app that if you have Sirius radio, then you can put it on your phone?
Yes, I have. I use it mostly on my phone. There is an app-based version, so you don't need to have a separate player in your car or
So
anything
if
like
you
that.
have it in your car, you just have to get the password from somewhere to,
I think I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the subscriptions like are kept separate. Like there's a there's a
or
player.
if you can just get one for your phone. An
Yeah,
app.
yeah. There definitely is an app for the phone.
Yes, Gary does have a pretty cool job.
Oh
I have
man.
a really cool job too. I just don't get paid a lot of it. But if you guys feel like donating at all, I have Venmo, PayPal,
That's right. That's
Patreon,
right.
and Zelle. Is that what I
Yeah.
have? Do I have Zelle?
Zell is cool. And that this is also Monday will be a milestone for me because I get to file my first invoice for this job. So
Wow.
that's that's really cool. I haven't even been thinking about that part of it,
You
but
have to create it yourself?
yeah, yeah. It's just like I've got a nice little Excel template for invoices, and very easy, and it's like they do direct deposit. So suddenly there will be a ka-ching in my bank account. Exactly.
I love that ka-ching.
Yeah,
The ka-ching is super cool.
yeah,
So you have a couple of days, you have 4 days off this week.
yeah, yeah. And actually a lot of life work to do, like just stuff that has nothing to do with the job. So I really relish having these days.
What will you do?
Some work around the house, some required, just
Are you pretty handy?
not terribly. Although I did fix a broken like the toilet had the little hose that goes from the tank to the to the spigot was
The
broken and leaking.
thingamajig?
Yeah, and I fixed that. That's like the easiest plumbing job on earth. But I would not call myself particularly handy, but I can be kind of resourceful in emergency situations. I'll put it that way.
Wow. 3 different vehicles with Sirius and 3 different accounts.
Ah,
Hey, Suzanne. We're coast to coast, everybody. Coast to coast. With all the most, yeah.
yeah.
Are you going into the city at all?
Um, no plans to this week, unless my friend wants to watch a fish show on the Upper West Side. Um, Other than that, uh, nothing specific. I it's been a little harder to keep track of like what musical events are coming up, and I'm trying to thread the needle. It's like, oh, this one's on a day off. I can go to this one. You know,
How many more
I'm
days of the tour? Is it just is this next
oh
run is the is
no, no, no. It's a long tour. They go into the Midwest and they finish the first leg of the tour at Wrigley Field. And of course, I wish we could be at that together because we have history. They finish at Wrigley Field.
my pass is right up there.
Aw. Uh, and then they take something like 3 weeks off, and then there's the whole leg of the tour where they go west and finish at the Hollywood Bowl on Halloween. So it's a long tour with some breaks in it.
Oh, the Hollywood Bowl on Halloween. How fun.
That should be really fun. I wish I could be there.
So you are not going to any shows.
At this point, unless we come up with some practical way that I can do the job from a show, it
What if
doesn't
there's
really
a hotel right next to the venue?
with a view, right, or something.
That
That
you
would kind
get down there, you watch you watch, or you do your show and then you go hang for the second set.
Yeah, I don't know of any venues that has a hotel. It would be great if I could have like a really tricked out van or something, you know. But
Like the guys, like you're
yeah,
staking out, you're on a stakeout.
yeah, it's kind of low budget though, you know.
Halloween Bowl, exactly.
Yeah,
Hollywood Bowl for Halloween, that would be fun.
yeah,
Wow. And that's why, because we would have been in New Orleans 2 weeks
that's
before that.
boy.
So that must give them a couple extra days off right there, or do they,
Yeah, yeah. When they planned the tour, they kept both weekends of Jazz Fest open because they didn't know which weekend they were going to get put on Jazz Fest. So I don't think they're going to try to fill in any dates. You know, I think they're happy with the number of dates they have. Plus, they got some old guys in the band, so they don't want to overwork them. So having that extra Jazz Fest weekend off is not going to.
those old guys they're pretty healthy. They stay pretty.
Bobby Weir looks spectacular.
Bobby looks great. Bobby's got to keep up with John.
Bobby's been getting ripped.
He's ripped and he's got his little
Yeah, I
cute little t-shirts on.
I said on I said
Cut
the
off.
I said on the air today that I hope Bobby's got a sense of humor. He's reminding me right now of one of those old guys like bodybuilders on Venice Beach in L.A. You know.
Did the hurricane pass by New Orleans tonight? No, it's scheduled to hit tomorrow.
Oh, please, please spare New Orleans to the greatest extent possible, please.
I know a lot of my friends left, and
Yeah.
a few of my friends are batting down the hatches and hanging out. One friend of mine has 3 dogs, and they stayed. And I
Hmm.
think, I hope you have enough trazodone
Yeah.
for those puppies, because
Yeah.
it's going to be
So
loud.
yeah.
Whatever happens, they're going to be without power.
Yeah. For
And
sure.
there's
Yeah.
already a lot of water. I remember one day during Jazz Fest, it rained so hard and they called it off. And then they said it was back on. Then they called it off and it was back on. Called it off. And finally they said it's back on and ZZ Top was playing on the big stage.
Hmm.
Whatever they used to call it the Ray-Ban stage, Acura stage.
Right. Yeah, I
And
think it's accurate now. Yeah.
I still call it Ray-Ban. But we got there and it was mud central and there weren't more than 500 people there. And we danced to ZZ Top and had a blast. And then 2 years ago, it was Tom Petty. That same thing happened. 3 years ago,
Right.
maybe now. And they
Well,
weren't
let's say
gonna,
Tom died in Tom died in 2017, I think. So
so it was May of 2017.
yeah, yeah. So 4 years. Yeah,
It's been 4 years.
yeah, yeah. He died in October. I know he died. He died during Hardly Strictly Bluegrass because I was driving to Hardly Strictly when I got the news. That's like one of those
And I
color
saw
radio
him
memories.
there and then I saw him at the Greek
Yeah,
right before. He had canceled a gig at the Greek because he had a sore throat.
right,
And then
right.
he made it up and then he left.
Speaking of Hollywood Bowl, Tom's last show ever was Hollywood Bowl. A friend of mine, my friend Leslie was at that show.
Leslie?
Leslie Hunter, you remember Leslie?
Leslie.
Yeah, Yeah,
No, I hope your sister left, Julie. But
yeah.
yeah, it's supposed it will be the landing supposedly from what I've read is it's happening on the anniversary of Katrina.
Oh my God,
That just
that's
beyond.
too that's too damn cruel.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh, Suzanne says she saw Barbara, I assume Streisand, at the Hollywood Bowl in the late '60s.
Really?
How awesome! That
Wow.
would be the perfect person to see at the Hollywood Bowl. I mean, like someone like her or Sinatra, because it's just got that LA vibe to it. I have only before Dead and Company, this last time they played there, I had only seen. I actually saw the LA Philharmonic there one time, which was
Ooh.
great, and I saw BB King there once,
Oh, how
which
cool.
was yeah. I mean, because seeing BB King anywhere was amazing. But I love seeing Streisand there in the '60s. How incredible!
Well,
I saw
cool stuff.
yeah.
Let's just say.
I saw Barbara Streisand's 1967 free concert in Central Park, which was amazing. I mean, it was
Now,
like
how did you decide to go see Barbara Streisand in
I
1960?
was a fan. I mean, her early records were so good. It was even before Funny Girl hit. She was just like a star as on Broadway and as a pop singer. And I liked that stuff. Those first few albums of hers were amazing, and she did some really great TV specials.
Oh yeah, those are
Um,
fun.
yeah, and she did this free concert in the Sheep Meadow, the largest open space in Central Park, and it was phenomenal. It was really
Hello,
memorable.
Melanie. Melanie Demore in the house.
Hi, Melanie.
I was at a BB King concert near here, and he was so cool. That one guy carries out his guitar, another guy
Right,
carries out his briefcase, and they do
right.
the whole thing. And at the end of the show, I mean, he quit fairly. It wasn't a long show,
Yeah, yeah.
and people weren't ready to let him go. They just, Mom, I'll come get her in a minute. She'll be fine. Lillian's trying to get up here.
Ah,
Um, don't worry about it. She'll be okay. Um, and at the end of the show, he said, "How about y'all just come up and hang out at the foot of the stage?" So people just ran up, and I thought, I'm going to go up there, and people were trying to touch him and do all this stuff, and I said, "Sir, I'm from Benton Harbor." "Benton Harbor? What's your name, girl?" And I told him my name. He used to hang out at my grandfather's bar.
oh man, how
And
great.
I've performed with his daughter Shirley in Benton Harbor. He used to hang out in Benton Harbor all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But so all these people are looking at me like, "You're from Benton Harbor?" I'm like, "Born and raised in Benton Harbor." But and then um he my nephew played with help me. Blues, Chicago,
Buddy Guy.
Buddy Guy. The day after BB died,
Oh
my
man.
brother had a concert. My nephew's band was playing and Buddy was playing, and my nephew got to play with Buddy.
Oh, how great.
Yeah.
How great. I maybe this is a story I've never told on 11/11. I kind of indirectly worked for BB for a while.
Really? I've
Um,
never heard this story.
my brother, who was in radio for years, got a job as producer of. BB had a syndicated radio show, mostly on black stations, some rock stations. It was called the BB King Blues Hour, and it was BB. It was in the '80s, I think it was, and just BB. Like they would pick out blues records. It was a really interesting way of producing a radio show because BB was still on the road more than 300 days a year. And so generally there was occasionally they would record in a studio in LA, but usually my brother would take a recording rig to wherever BB was. He'd fly to Memphis or anywhere BB was doing like a multi-night stand somewhere, uh, and and they would set up like a little mobile studio in BB's hotel room. Uh, and I got to go a couple of times. I got to go on these trips. My job, I was kind of like a researcher, a production assistant on the show, which meant I kind of researched records. I said, picked out cool tracks for BB to play and talk about. And then we kind of wrote a script for him. The show, the way the show worked was like BB would talk between the songs, um, and uh, and there was a music bed of BB playing Lucille, and he'd say, "What's that, Lucille? You like that record too?" It was like this really. It was kind of corny, but it was BB was a natural at doing it, and but the way the show was, it was like it wasn't like a real radio show where we'd play the track and BB would talk. All of BB's spoken parts would be recorded, and they would put like 10 shows in the can in like one afternoon, and then they'd edit in the music, post production. So it was kind of funny, it was like it wasn't like actually witnessing a radio show. It was like witnessing the parts of a radio show being manufactured, put together. But BB was so cool to hang with, so full of stories, and really fascinating thing is like he was always he said always considered himself a guitar student, and he would listen to some really avant-garde stuff. He'd listen to Sonny Chirac, and he'd listen to Sun Ra records, and he'd listen to he had like a big suitcase he lugged around of CDs, and he had a player in his room, and some of the stuff he was listening to was just really surprisingly out there.
That's
and then
good.
and then and then he'd sort of go back to then he'd listen to some Django Reinhardt, and when you heard BB was listening to Django Reinhardt, then you'd hear him play, and there's a nice little diminished scale in what he did that you didn't associate with BB. He was always like trying to refine the chops, even into his 70s. Whenever this was, I think he was in his 70s when I worked with him. And one of the great thrills of my life is my name gets mentioned by BB on the end credits of every show. It's like production assistance by Gary Lambert.
Very
So
cool.
that exists in the universe, is my voice being in tone. I got to find that because the my brother used to get, and I have some of them. I may still have some of them. Just like they would send you, like they were printed on vinyl discs, which were then sent out to the radio stations to play the show. So
Does your brother still have the recordings?
he probably, if he doesn't have the master tapes, he's got the discs that they pressed. Yeah. So so that's really cool. BB,
That
BB
is.
King BB King spoke my name.
Have you, anybody that has Sirius, have you listened to the Lucy interviews yet?
I haven't yet. I've heard great things about them.
I don't know where it is, but Mitch stumbled upon it the other day. Mitch goes, he goes, you have a show like Lucy had a show. She would interview her friends.
Yeah, Lucy had a radio show. It's really interesting. I never knew this existed.
Radio show, and she would bring her big reel to reel
Yeah,
over to people's houses, or they would come to her house, or they'd be at the studio. And
right.
her daughter had them all.
Yeah, yeah. And they would talk old Hollywood
Yeah,
stories.
she created these
Yeah,
podcasts in the late 50s.
yeah, yeah. Before there were podcasts, it was very cool.
So I gotta get serious. Let's
Yeah,
get serious. A friend of mine's husband invented Sirius Radio. He was the
really.
guy behind it. Yeah, he sold,
Yeah,
but yeah, it was his brainchild from way back in the
excellent.
day, yo. So you're on for next week.
I'm on for next week, and I will look at the schedules, and whenever, and like I said, I can always go back and watch the Dead and Company show later.
All right. Well,
If
I
it,
don't
if
want
it
to.
had, you know,
I don't want to take your time, but if you can be here next Saturday, that's really great.
well, I
And I'm
certainly
glad
will
that
be.
it's happening for the next few weeks. I'm going to go rescue my dog from, she's being tortured downstairs where my mom is sitting in the air conditioning. Is it really hot there like it is here?
No, today was kind of cool, and like it looked like it was there was a little bit of rain this morning, but it was kind of in the 70s today, not oppressive. I think it was 90 a few days ago, but you
It's
know,
90 with a lot of humidity.
yeah, we had a couple of just brutally humid days here, but that seems to have abated for now.
I need to I haven't seen you yet. I keep thinking I've seen you in real life. I haven't seen you.
No.
I need to get you a magnet. Anybody else need magnets?
Well,
Good.
you can I prefer if you handed it to me in person at Red Farm.
I'm waiting for that.
I
I'll
know.
put it in my bag. I'll give you two. I'll give you this one and the Dave Love special. Lillian on. Yep, these are Gary Lambert's right here special. Put it in my purse so we go to Red Farm and that's the party.
I love it.
Thank you, Gary Lambert. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, it was a real saving grace. I mean, just in terms of having the work and just having such pleasurable work, and the feedback from people has been just like so warm, and so it's been kind of thrilling.
Hey, Bill Winokur.
Hey,
Bill
Bill.
here. Hey, everybody. Bill's here back from a gig. He's playing every day, this man.
Awesome. I love it.
Love it. And April, I hope you guys had a great birthday day. Yeah, she's gonna pull her all their dew cloth. It is really hot. It's too hot. It's hot and humid where you go,
Yeah.
I don't want to go outside right now.
Yeah. No, I hang with the AC when that's happening.
And I never used to be like that.
Yeah.
Like when I was back in New Orleans, I'd be like, bring it.
Oh yeah. No. Sometimes in the right environment, sometimes it feels right, and other times it just too damn annoying.
It's a little annoying right now. I'm over it.
All
But
right. Well, I hope just stay hydrated and all that. And
it's water. It's hot. It's hot or warm. It's warm water. Do you have a letter?
oh,
Six,
uh,
six,
yeah.
six.
I think I'll go W as in Wilco.
Okay. However, we celebrated both birthdays tonight. Happy birthday, you are out of sight. Gary Lambert, one more Saturday night. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Yes, these are magnets. Yes, they will stick to your fridge, maybe to the sides, maybe your dishwasher. I know I gotta get it in, so stay safe, stay healthy, and be real nice. And Gary Lambert, it's always nice to see you once or twice, but I'm glad it's a lot more than that, and I wish you wonderful thoughts and wonderless words and a really, 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 really wow heart. Your heart is wow.
One parting note.
Yeah.
There's a very high probability that every time I get onto 11:11 with Jenna on a Saturday night during this Dead and Company tour, I will have just heard them play one more Saturday night because Bob Weir's kind of a creature.
Saturday night. It
Bobby
is
Weir's Bobby's kind of a creature of habit with that song playing it on a Saturday night. So that they finished the set with it tonight. So I'll have that momentum.
Saturday. One more Saturday night on 11:11 with Jenna and Gary Lambert.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, brother.
Love to you. Love to everybody watching. And
it's still night. It's not morning yet. We have 5 minutes, so you might want to go get ready and go check out that next show. Do some.
yeah, I think I may get with some Wilco.
All right. Thank you, Gary Lambert. Everybody.
Night.
Good night. And there are 11 of you here. I love it. I love it. I don't know who you are, but I'm glad you're here. Come back tomorrow morning. Alex Martinez will be here. Tomorrow night, Poetry Glam. You want to read some poetry? I do. I have not some poetry, but I found something tonight that I really liked a lot that I will be reading. Are they of the 11:11? Oh, yes. These are 11:11 with Jenna magnets. And soon to have 11:11 with Jenna t-shirts, too. Yep. This is my 11:11 with Jenna cup. But I think we're going to get cups for this. Anyways, so awesome. Thank you, Gary Lambert. One more Saturday night. It is 11:56 on Saturday, August 28th. Like I said, tomorrow morning, Alex Martinez. Tomorrow night, Poetry Glam. Monday morning, we meander. Monday night, we meditate. Tuesday morning, Patty, if she's back from the concert. Tuesday night, Dr. Andrew Rader. Wednesday morning, we walk. Wednesday night is community. Thursday morning is Michael Keel. You guys, send Michael some love. He's still in the hospital. Send him some healing energy. And then Thursday night, Conversations with the Creatives. Friday morning, Armando. Friday night, Display and Share. Saturday morning, one more Saturday morning with Jeff Metzger. Saturday night, one more Saturday night with Gary Lambert. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Mama Grace, I'll see you in a minute. Everybody else, I'll see you when I see you. Love hard. Really, 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 really hard.